I haven't been posting many videos recently because there's nothing to post. I don't want to just do videos on things like that, which I like, because there's just no point. Nobody's got any interest in it. So I've been thinking about over the winter my winter build. I thought of my twin dream, but it's too expensive and has to come from China, and knowing my luck it'll be completely trashed by the time it gets here. There's also the XUAV clouds, which I was waiting for to come out, but it's too expensive, and again it has to come from China. So I've got this pack of Depron, and I thought I'd start doing my own build. Now my first one I wanted to do was a Spitfire Mark 16, I think it was. Something like about an 86-inch wingspan, which is way too much. So somebody suggested that I build this what's called an Airbus 50. It's designed by Wayne RC. Now I'll leave, where are we? There. I'll leave the link there, and also it'll be in the description down there. Alright. Anyway, it's a 1200mm wingspan. Front to back it's round about 660mm, and it looks like a piece of equipment that is going to fly absolutely superbly. So the kit I'm going to be using, I've got my T-Motor AT2814 1000 kV. I've got my Fly Dream autopilot. I've got a Turnigy Plush 70 amp. I've got a current sensor for the autopilot. I've got GPS for the autopilot, and cables and loads of other things for the autopilot. And I've got these, which, believe it or not, is the only remaining parts of the Radjet Ultra. Everything else was completely trashed. So I'm going to be using, I might use them, don't know yet. It's a shame, because they're already formed and I don't know what to do with them. So I might use them. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, this is probably going to be in about a 50,000 part series of how to build a scratch build thing. I'm going to be using this as well. It's foam cure. I think they use it on Depron as well. Directions: cut off the nozzle, spray it in your face, and you'll be alright. So there you go. Let the building commence. That was the one. Oh, incidentally, I did actually build one in 2005, I think it was, and there is still a video of mine on YouTube, which was rather a large delta wing, which didn't fly very well, but I've got no footage of that because those were the days where there was no cameras, sort of thing. There was only ground cameras. So here's a clip from that build. This, I put another piece of plywood on top of the wing. So all needs to be done now. I know it's a bit of a ball ache, but basically what I do is you put it onto there, the screws go in, and then the wing is actually secured. For anybody who doesn't know what Depron is, it's basically underfloor insulation that you can use. Put it under your carpet, put it under your bed. Well, I don't know why you put it under your bed, but anyway. So the only downside to this stuff is it marks very easily, so you have to be very careful and make sure you've got a sharp knife, which I can't find where it is. No doubt it'll turn up under my foot. Oh, there it is. So I use a scalpel with Swan Morton blades in it. So the first thing I've done, which I can't show you because it's too big, I've cut one of the wings off a big panel. Now Wayne actually is one of my favourite people because he's old school and does everything in inches. 25-inch It's a 50-inch wingspan, which is around about 100, 1200 mil, I don't know anyway. So the first thing I've done is cut one of the wings out, which I'll try and fit in camera now. No, can't get it on. So what we've got is, it's 26 inches from front to back. So this is the front, this is the back, or that can be the front, that's the back. I don't know yet. So it's a 26-inch front to back, and then you've got 25 inches for one of the wings, which is, this is going to be, it's basically a single piece, as you can see. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, the marks on this. There. So those marks where the rollers have gone down it. But anyway, it's going to be covered. So it's 26-inch front to back, and then 25-inch wide. I've got this ruler, which is actually a 1 metre, 1 metre rule. Now you've got to be careful when you're actually putting this down, because it marks it, believe it or not. But it's going to be covered with tape anyway, so, or it might be heat shrink, sort of heat cover it, I don't know yet. So I've done that. Now Wayne's got this brilliant idea of using things like tapes, rolls of tape, to actually do the corners, sort of, all the edges and everything else. So it's all it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So I'm going to cut this one wing out, which I may be able to actually fit it on camera then. Don't know yet. We'll see. I need a bigger work area, or I need to move this camera backwards. But anyway, there's the shape. This is actually the wing. The wing and the fuselage sort of thing. That's basically half of the plane. The good thing about these designs is there's nothing exact. It's just, it's all sort of, that'll do, and I love that'll do. So there you go, there's half of it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get this off, and I'm just going to get another piece of Depron and just mirror it, so we've got the two halves. I've cut the two wings, come fuselage, whatever it is. This here is actually the wing, and this part in the front there, that's the fuselage part. That's the nose up there. So there you go, like that. That'll go like that. Oh, you can't see it. I don't care. Just a word of warning with this stuff. Make sure that you've got nothing underneath it, like, don't put your knife down underneath and then just press down, because it does mark very, very, very easily, which I found out a few years ago. So what I'm going to do now is, that's the main, the wing fuselage sort of platform area done. I'm going to cut the KF2s out, I think it is. I've cut out the main wing, and I've also cut out the KF2, which is that bit there. And that sandwiches on the wing like that. Well, it doesn't sandwich, it just sits on the wing like that. If you don't know what a KF2 is, it's basically, it's supposedly an aerofoil, which causes, on the back edge here, it causes a vortex as the air passes over the top. And it's supposed to make air flow perfectly over the top of the wing. And it's also supposed to increase stability, glide ratio, and make it better in strong winds, that sort of thing. So that's that done. I've also done the other side. So that's the two wings done. I've got to get the spar down the centre as well, and then I'm going to sandwich these two together. But I think I'm going to move on to the fuselage. I'm going to be using not these spars, but these spars. But what I want to show you is how to remove this glue that they put on. Now you've got one or two ways. You can sit there and bloody try and pick it all off, but it don't come off. If you get your knife, or even a screwdriver's alright, and all you do is you just rub it across it like that. It's better with a knife. But if you're 5, then you better use a screwdriver, because otherwise you'll be like me and take your fingers off. It's best with a knife, actually. Now all you do is you just run it flat across it, and as you can see, it comes off very easily. So that's all that done, and then all you do is you get some isopropyl alcohol and just wipe it over, and it all comes off nice. Very simply. You know what I mean? The other thing is, because these are actually, I got these out of my Mini Talon, my old one, recycled parts. So I'm going to be using those for the spars. I'm using HS 82 MGs. I only need 2 of them, and then I've got one for the rudder. So recycle them, get all the glue off. The job's a good one. I've glued the KF2 onto here. Now the only thing I've got a problem with is a spar. I haven't got a 6mm spar or thereabouts long enough. In fact, that's as long as a 6mm I've got. So I can either put that there and then put supports along there, I don't know. Or I can use that, like that, along the full length, near enough. So I think what else I'll do is I've got, I can't find them. Yeah, I've got these, which are 3, I think these are 3mm solid carbon. So I think I'll have, I don't know yet, something like that, one there, and then I'll have a couple going further forwards. So I don't know. That's about all I've got. The only other thing I've got is this aluminium bar, which is a hollow 10mm. So I don't know which one I'm going to use yet. Decisions. Although you're not going to be able to see it all, this is the underside of the fuse, which I've actually just covered the spar with some packing tape. That's fiberglass reinforced tape. And on the other side, which I've not finished yet, you can see the spar itself. That's gone in quite well, actually. It's added a lot of rigidity, you know what I mean? So it's bloody solid now. So that's that bit. Now the good thing about these things is when you scratch building stuff, you can mould it, you can do whatever you want with it. If you don't like something, you can change it. If you don't like it at all, just scrap it and start it again. So I think that's the end of part 1. I'm going to start work on the this isn't the fuselage, you pillock, Tony. I'm going to start work on, is it? This is the wing. So I'm going to start work on the fuselage, and I'm going to do that separately and then stick it on afterwards, so I can mount all the motor, I can do absolutely everything, all the electronics, and I don't need to actually have it attached, which is good because it means that you can work, you know, without this thing in the bloody way. I've still got a few things. I've got to trim the edges and everything else, make them all square and round and perfect. So, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this. I'm going to use some heat shrink, whatever it is, stuff, which is what I did last time, and it worked perfectly. So I know I can do flat surfaces. It's just when you come to do contours and stuff, I'm crap at it. So that's part 1 done. Stay tuned for part 2. God, that sounded bad. There's the My Fly Dream. No, dickhead. I haven't been posting many videos recently for 2 reasons. Is number 1, I got sick of it. I didn't. Bollocks. And I don't know what I'm talking about, and I'll start again. Take 25. I haven't been posting many videos. Oh God! Now it's 1200mm wingspan, and it's, I don't know